Hey guys, what's happening? This is Forgo Nation, and today we're going to have a battle of the blast between Mysterio and Hydro Man. I was real curious to see who could score higher in ABX. So these are the teams they're going to be running with. These are the optimal teams that you want to have. You want to have Cyclops, you know, with his villain uni here, with Ulysses Claw. And you run with Claw because you want to use him for his 4-star passive, which gives 30% critical damage to all allies. And you're going to use Cyclops for his leadership, this 25% increase of all attack, plus his tier 2 passive, which gives 15% increase of energy attack. Now, the builds are pretty similar, guys. You know, both of them are pretty base builds. Mysterio does have a 180% damage proc on him, while Hydro Man has a 160% damage proc on him. You know, Hydro Man has a stage 6 overdrive set, and Mysterio has a stage 6 Power of Angry Hulk set. All of their skills are at 6 on both characters. Both of them have all gears at 20 with no Urus. The same for Hydro Man. No Urus, all gears at 20. And guys, this is going to be interesting because, you know, Mysterio got a hell of a buff with this uni. And I mean, he's pretty bonkers, and in ABX, you guys, you know, the idea is you want to accumulate as much damage as you can due to this fifth skill. And the mine resistance down does affect the beast, but only for a short little period, guys. Very short. And this is no restriction day, so we're gonna be trying to stay in front of the beast as much as we can to try to take as much damage as we can so we can deal more damage. That's the main objective with this guy, man. And Hydro Man, now wait, I want to look at you guys, look at something real quick. Look at Mysterio's energy attack. He has almost 27,000 energy attack. Now, look at Hydro Man. Now, Hydro Man's a physical dealing character, but he does do energy-based attacks, which is pretty wild. But look at his physical attack. It's 18,000, guys. 18,000 versus 27,000. But Hydro Man, because of his freaking the 4-star passive here, because of this increased all attack by 7%, which stacks up to 5 times, which means it can stack up to 35%, and every time you use 3 skills, you're going to get this all attack buff by 40%. So guys, if you take that 40% times 18,000, that's around 25,000 physical attack. And then if you add another 35%, which is 75%, that jumps him up to 31,000 physical attack. And on his 5th skill, he gets a 25% increase in physical attack, which is going to stack on top of that. I mean, this guy gets some ridiculous buffs. He's getting pretty much 100% damage buff. So it might look a little deceiving that he only has 18,000 physical attack, but he gets some serious buffs as you're playing him, you know, so that's something to think about. This guy is, I think, a little underrated, but I'm going to show you guys, he's pretty freaking awesome. You know, he's got a lot more attack buffs. Actually, his attack stats will actually be higher than Mysterio's when all those attack buffs are activated on Hydro Man. So that's something to think about, guys. And plus, you know, Mysterio, just remember, guys, he's not ranked up. His uni's at normal. You know, he's not, I mean, I got a long ways to go on both these characters. I wanted to do a comparison with more or less just base kits. So now let's check out the details here on Mysterio. And he has, you know, max attack speed, he has 28 crit rate, 191 critical damage, more or less max ignore defense, and max skill cooldown. And if you take a look at Hydro Man, Hydro Man has a bit more critical damage. He has 198, almost 199 critical damage. He has 122 attack speed. He has 33 crit rate, and he has 47% ignore defense. So they're pretty similar as far as all these extra stats going on. And he has max skill cooldown. So guys, let's take both of these boys into ABX and let's see how they do. Let's rock and roll. Now, something that's really nice about No Restriction Day is we don't have to worry about getting silenced. On Blast Villain Day, you can get silenced, so you might have to change the rotation a little bit, but yeah, guys. And something else to think about, on No Restriction Day, the Beast will put up a guard. Well, Mysterio actually has 25% penetration on his uniform effect. Whereas Hydro Man has no penetration at all. So this is something else to think about and, take into account. But, Hydro Man really does have a lot more stats when he's getting all those buffs. So Mysterio's really fighting hard to try to beat this guy. But, look guys, Mysterio, there's more you can do with him because he has a uniform. You can increase all of his stats. You can give him extra stat bonuses by the uniforms you can add to it. I mean, he will destroy Hydro Man if you build him up compared to a built Hydro Man. I can tell you that right now. But when you compare these characters just base kit versus base kit, it's a little bit different story. And really, I'm just trying to highlight how good both of them are, to be honest, guys. Like, all you guys out there that are looking for a blast villain, and I can tell you neither one of these guys are going to beat Magneto. He's still the meta for ABX, Blast Villain Day, but they are pretty damn strong, especially Mysterio fully built. I mean, he's really going to shine. But you guys see, man, and there's the guard right now. The Beast put up that guard. But now we have 220,000 halfway, so, hopefully he'll break about 400,000. And we're just pouring it on, guys. I am trying to use as many of the skills as I can because I want to keep that 40% all attack buff going. I want to keep stacking the all attack buffs. We're trying to do get as much attack buffs as we can, deal as much damage as we can, keep that proc on the 5 if we can, and been doing pretty good so far with that. That's something about Hydro Man that's awesome, guys. It really is pretty easy to keep his proc where it belongs. Whereas with Mysterio, it's a little more difficult, but I don't think it's like extremely hard. It's not bad. But this guy, I think, is easier to play. He's just easy to play, guys. He's easy to play. His survivability is great. I mean, you got the guard on the 4, you got the 3-second immunity on the 3, you got the iframes on the 2 and the 5. I mean, he's got some good survivability, man. He's easy as hell to play. Plus, he gets native super armor, which is awesome. You don't got to worry about getting guard broken. Every time you use 3 skills, you'll have that super armor. So, he's pretty sweet, man. But I'm not knocking on Mysterio, man. Mysterio is freaking sweet also. That's the cool thing about this kind of video is we got two characters that are both awesome. I do have to say I'm probably a little biased to Mysterio, but man, I think Hydro Man's pretty sweet too. Really awesome that there's two villains that are in the game that free-to-play players can get. And there you go, guys, 415,000. Pretty respectful score if you ask me for a base kit Hydro Man. So let's take on this with Mysterio. So let's mystify the beast. Come on, buddy. And you guys are going to notice, when I use that 2 skill, I'm going to try to stay in front of the beast. And there's the proc. Now you can cancel the 5 skill. Once he hits that iframe, you can cancel it. The problem is, guys, if that proc lands on the 5th skill, let it play out. If it doesn't land on the 5th skill, and he goes into that iframe, go ahead and hit the 2 skill, then get the damage proc on the 2, and you'll get the residual damage from the 5, and you'll get the damage from the 2, and you'll do some serious damage. But I find a lot of times, guys, that proc will trigger on the 5 before he goes in the iframe and before you can actually cancel it. And you see what I'm doing? I'm trying to stay in front of the beast. Now, on Blast Villain Day, you don't want to stay in front of that beast. That beast has silence, and that's going to really mess you up. He's going to take away your skills. You won't be able to use them. It's a little tricky trying to stay in front of the beast because he flies around all over the place, but it takes a little practice, that's for sure. That penetration, just destroying that guard, hell yeah. And there we go, just trying to get in front of that beast. Try to accumulate as much damage as we can. Hell yeah. And I really, guys, when I play Mysterio in ABX, I'm really looking to see if that proc will trigger before the iframe. If I go in an iframe and I don't see that proc, I will hit that too. And that's what I'm kind of watching for. And the proc triggered there, but the 2 wasn't off cooldown, so I couldn't use it. It's tricky as hell, man. He's definitely more difficult to play, but I don't think he's like super hard, guys. I really don't. I don't think Mysterio's like super difficult to play. I do think he's harder than Hydro Man, but Hydro Man's easy to play. So it's I think Mysterio's fairly, he's not too difficult. Come on. Yeah, hit me, hit me. Bring it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that mine resistance don't last. That mine resistance down don't last very long. If it did, he'd be doing a hell of a lot more damage. Come on now. Yeah, swipe at me. And no proc, no proc. And there's the proc on the 2, guys. And look at the damage, man. It's so great. That's what you're trying to do. I tried doing a rotation where I would try to hit the 5, and once he went in the iframe, cancel into the 2. But guys, the proc just gets off, man. The cooldowns on his skills just really throw the proc off. That's why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. I just seem to have more luck with getting more damage the way that I'm doing it. Oh yeah. Come on, buddy. And I'm trying to pour on as many skills as I can. You know, if you guys notice, I bring out my summons, I use the 4 skill, and all the residual damage from the 4 and the 3 are teamed up with the 5 getting that damage proc. Pretty awesome, guys. And you see, man, him and Hydro Man are actually fairly close. I mean, they're not too far apart. But like I said, guys, you can do a lot more with Mysterio. Like he said, he's got a uniform. You can really deck him out, build him a whole lot stronger, and he'll slaughter Hydro Man. In that case. Here we go. Boom! 442,000, guys. So he's the victor for sure. But let's be honest, if he was built better, he would have done way better. But then again, so would Hydro Man. So let me know what you guys think about this little ABX comparison. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.